Hello and welcome back to Dropkick Chronicles. It's your man Trey, and this is the actual episode 14. I know the last time you seen me, I accidentally said it was episode 14 when it was really episode 13. Last time I was here, I was doing Extreme Rules, WWE Extreme Rules. Now I want to get into WWE NXT Halloween Havoc 2022 Premium Live event. Now, before I get into the match card, I just want to say that, WWE has gotten better. They try to debate all the time if WWE is better, or like WWE's product is better than AEW's, and I'm gonna tell you why I agree. It's because you can't. I don't know if you've ever watched, if any of my subscribers ever watch AEW, All Elite Wrestling, you cannot follow through the product. The show is all discombobulated, and you got backstage segments that really don't have no type. They don't have no chemistry, man. Like, where's the chemistry? Where's the explosiveness? Every time a babyface in a heel wrestle, where's the explosiveness? I mean, I don't want to say AEW is like WCW, but I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how things go. It's crazy how things go because AEW is like a mixed match, wishy-washy product. I don't like when I'm watching wrestling and it has no correlation. It has no therefore after. It doesn't have none of that. But moving on, I also like to get into how great of a job Triple H is really doing with the product. I want to see, I just want to say that he's doing phenomenal work. I know I said this over and over again on the channel. I said this in the last 2 episodes, how Triple H was doing a very good job, and he's changing the product. He makes sure that every match on the pay-per-view has it's a stipulation match. Like every match on this card, on Halloween Havoc's card, the match card has a stipulation on it. Every match. Which I'm like, if you're gonna have an event like this, and everybody knows the history of Halloween Havoc as a pay-per-view back in the day. WCW World Championship Wrestling had Halloween Havoc a part of their pay-per-view list every year. Halloween Havoc was a WCW pay-per-view, and so WWE decided to bring that very nostalgia to NXT, which I think is genius. Now, when you talk about that, having this type of premium live event, as it's called today, it's not called, really, they don't call it pay-per-views anymore. So having this type of premium live event, you have to have some spookiness, some scariness, some grittiness, griminess, gruesome things to the show. And what I want to say is that Halloween, like doing Halloween Havoc's history, you've always seen different type of stipulation matches when they used to have Halloween Havoc in WCW. So they brought that type of nostalgia to NXT. NXT's version of Halloween Havoc. This is pretty cool. Halloween Havoc 2022 was a great premium live event. And much like premium live events of old, they've been good to watch. They've been digestible. That's why I say AEW's product, I've said it again, I've said it time and time again, AEW's product is not digestible. It's just, one after the other. It's like a list. You cannot treat a match card like a to-do list. Okay? I see AEW's product, they always check off, okay, this match is done, this match is done, this match is done. Okay, we got next. Okay, all right, run a commercial, run an ad. It's like robotic. It's robotic, and I don't like watching a robotic product. I'm telling you that right now. I don't like watching a robotic product. So when I say that WWE's product is way better than AEW's product, it's true. Now, all right, enough of that smack. I want to get into WWE NXT Halloween Havoc 2022. So, the first match I want to get into will be Nathan Frazer versus Oro Mensah versus Carmelo Hayes versus Wes Lee versus Von Wagner in a fatal 5-way ladder match for the vacant NXT North American Championship. Now, this match, it was highly anticipated because they had took the NA Championship, the NXT North American Championship, off of Solo Sikoa after he beat Carmelo Hayes. I think he beat him on NXT, an episode of NXT. Yeah. After Worlds Collide. I think the next night, he lost the championship. Solo Sikoa beat him. And then Solo Sikoa had to relinquish the championship because he is not a part of NXT anymore. So, just when you thought he was about to bring another championship to the bloodline, yeah, nope. Which I was like, okay, why? Why didn't they let him keep the championship and just bring it to SmackDown, defending on SmackDown? That would have been cool. But I guess you want to keep the championship in NXT, so that's what they did. So hence this vacant championship match that they had, which it was a big fight feel. It was a hard fought match. One of the biggest things I saw in the match was Von Wagner's big, strong, tall self sit up here and bench press Wes Lee over the top rope and throw him onto the announce table. The announce table did not break. He landed on the announce table onto the floor. Wow. Then I don't know what the heck this man is made of. Wesley got up, saw that Carmelo Hayes was about to climb the ladder. He jumps into the ring, elbows him in the back. They get on the ladder. Then, next thing I know, you have the double knees into the ladder from Wesley onto Carmelo Hayes. And then Wesley climbs the ladder and wins his first singles championship in NXT. Now that right there makes a great match. Even though I cut it short, it was a great match, and man, I just want to say that this premium live event was so action-packed, man. Oh my God. Now, I will tell you the best match of the night. This match, the first match I just named, got a B+ as a grade. And I just want to move on right now to this montage they had with Toxic Attraction and Alba Fire, right? So Toxic Attraction was lured into a haunted house by Alba Fire in order to get JC Jane and Gigi Dolan out of the picture so that she could face Mandy Rose for the NXT Women's Championship alone. So you have that, and then you have a cross running into another match. We have Apollo Crews versus Grayson Waller. Now, Grayson Waller is a cocky, arrogant Aussie from Australia. And man, can he talk a big game. He can wrestle too. I give him that. But if you're going to talk trash, you're going to need to prove it. I haven't seen him win any championships at all. I've just seen him be in feuds for the longest, and I'm like, okay, put him in the title picture, but they didn't do it. But all right, we have, this is a spin the wheel, make the deal type of concept. So you spin the wheel, there's different type of stipulation matches on the wheel, and whatever the wheel lands on is what you have to wrestle in. So the wheel ended up landing on a casket match for their match. So you seen a bunch of druids bring out a casket for the two men that was about to wrestle, man. I'm like, what in the Undertaker is going on here? So lo and behold, the two men are on the apron right near the entranceway. The little casket this is a little casket. It's a wooden casket, actually. Little wooden, almost like paper mache casket is on the side of the ring near the apron. So Grayson Waller ends up throwing Apollo Crews onto the casket. He lands on the casket, hits hard, but they got Grayson Waller thinking he won the match because he didn't put the man in the casket. But you have to put your opponent in the casket and shut the lid. So you didn't win the match, bro. Nope. So pretty much, he recovers from that. Apollo Crews recovers from that, and next thing I know, it's more druids bringing out a bigger casket that can actually fit one of the people that's wrestling. It's one of the wrestlers. So Apollo Crews ends up putting Grayson Waller into the casket and shutting the lid closed. So we're talking about a big fight field and being able to watch that, and I really didn't think their feud needed a casket match, but I guess is what the spin the wheel, make the deal spinner landed on. So hey man, you're talking about them having the gall to do that, and not only do that, but being, man, I'm talking about, it's adjusting, man. It's just adjusting, because I think those type of ordeals in wrestling, man, it's like Russian roulette back in 2011. I remember that, when you would spin the wheel to see what type of match. They just named it something else, the same concept. You see what type of match you're wrestling in. Some people be like, a tables match, a ladder match, So it's like I don't want to say improvisation, but it's it's cool to see that. But I don't think that feud needed a casket match. Nah. But moving on, we want to get to this incredible feud between these two ladies. We want to get to the Weapons Wild match between Roxanne Perez, my personal favorite, and Cora Jade, and my other personal favorite. That's my other person. Actually, both of them two are my personal favorites because they're both great competitors. So I do not have really much to say about that match, but one spot I did see is the spot where they were on top of the, where the wrestlers come. They do, like, if you ever watch NXT, they do like this big, they do promos. They stand on this big platform and stuff like that. It's like over the crowd. It's not over the crowd, but it's like to the right of the crowd. Not the crowd where the hard cam is at. Not that crowd. But yeah, that little spot. Cora Jade lifted the railing off of that podium piece and almost pushed Roxanne Perez little self off of the the long little fall on the tables below. But they both ended up going through the tables, and then They fought for a little bit and stuff like that, and but lo and behold, man, Roxanne Perez won the match and got redemption for herself because she had been feeling, all this anguish, man, from, a former best friend, Cora Jade. Cora Jade turned heel. She put the women's tag team title in the trash. Oh my God, man, this is crazy. But Roxanne Perez won the match, and the match got a B-. Also, before I get to the next match, the last match, Apollo Crews versus Grayson Waller, has a C+. Like I said, didn't need a casket match, probably why. But I want to also get into this ambulance match, this awe-inspiring, jaw-dropping ambulance match. Like I said, every match got a stipulation, bro, and it's unique to the story. That's what I like. It's unique to the story. It helps tell the story. That's all we need. We need storytelling matches, bro. That's it. That's what makes feuds flourish. But now we're gonna get into this. This is between this ambulance match is between Julius Creed, one of the Creed brothers. He's a former NXT Tag Team Champion, versus a once friend, once member and added member of the Diamond Mine, now enemy, Damon Kemp. I watched Damon Kemp live on NXT. I used to go to the Performance Center to watch NXT live, nearly every Tuesday. So looking at a guy I saw wrestle live, I was like, something about this Damon Kemp guy. It's like that reads, star. It reads, superstar. So, man, you talking about somebody who can wrestle and has a amateur wrestling background, as well as Julius Creed and his brother Brutus Creed of the Creed brothers. This match was a highly emotional match. You talking about somebody who got betrayed and then, would jump on Brutus Creed, Julius's brother, and hit him with a chair 10 times. The chair that he had in this ambulance match had his brother's name on it, representing that he hit his brother in the back. Damon Kemp hit Julius's brother in the back 10 times. Man, you talking about if Julius Creed lost this match, his brother would be out of NXT. So it was more than a match. It was more than an ambulance match, a regular old ambulance match. It was something much bigger on the line. He had to think about his brother. He had to think about, who he'd be, letting go out of NXT. He'd be alone. So, well, Julius Creed won. The biggest spot I saw is a little short clothesline he do when a wrestler is seated in a seated position. He'll stand up and he'll do a hard clothesline. I'm talking about to knock somebody out. He put a chair to this man's face, clothesline this man in the face. Damon Kemp is knocked out. He leads Damon Kemp to the ambulance, puts him in, shuts the door, match over. Man, you talking about crazy. That match was a very two-sided match. They were back and forth. Because Damon Kemp was trying to rid himself of the Creed brothers, and he was trying to move on with his career, but that's not how you do it. Okay? But this match got a B as a grade. So moving on, as I told you earlier, about Toxic Attraction and Alba Fire, being in a segment, what I want to do is get into the NXT Women's Championship match. I want to get into Alba Fire versus Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose retained, and the match got a C+. Now, thing about that was, Alba Fire, she was trying to get rid of 2/3 or, two of the three members of Toxic Attraction, because they are a pain in the butt for sure. But she was trying to get rid of them so she could make it easy on herself in the championship match. Well, that didn't work. And Toxic Attraction came out there to provide a distraction to jump on Alba Fire, and oh my God. And so she ended up retaining the championship. So, Mandy Rose has been champion for about almost a year. It'll be a year Wednesday. Yeah, it'll be a year on Wednesday that she's been the NXT Women's Champion, and she unified the NXT and NXT UK Women's Championship. So that was good to see. It made history. So we must talk about the main event, people. The last match of the night, the greatest match on the card, that got an A+, the biggest score than any other match on the card. So the main event, it's a triple threat match for the NXT Championship, pitting Braun Breaker, JD McDonough, my bad, not Madonna, but it's McDonough, and Ilya Dragunov. Man, let me not tell you that this match was the best daggone match on the card, bro. This match had all the storytelling. You had JD McDonough, old crazy, sick, demented, twisted, sick-minded self, trying to pin Braun Breaker and Ilya Dragunov against each other, and what would be, he thought, a walk in the freaking park. Guess what? No, it's not a walk in the park, because Braun Breaker is gonna break you, sir, and he gonna make sure you don't win the title. And he succeeded. Braun Breaker retained. But the biggest thing about this match was the storytelling, bro. It was literally like, dang, wow. Like, he was really trying to pin them two against each other so he could just sit up here and walk out with the championship. Wow, how clever. You know how many people have done that and failed? You're added to that list, sir. So pretty much, you didn't succeed. Trying to, weasel your way into their minds and trying to pin them against each other so they beat each other up so bad that you capitalized and picked the bones and do everything you want to do so you can win an NXT championship. No, it's not going to work like that. Okay? You got to understand. This is a 3-way fight, not a 1-way or a 2-way. So, man, you talking about high profile, man. This pay-per-view had, all the storytelling moments, even for, and for Triple H to say that NXT is developmental, no, I don't think so. It's not. It's not. I don't think. Nah, bro. Triple H capping, bro. But man, shoot, I'm not gonna keep y'all long. I would just like to say thank you for subscribing to Dropkick Chronicles, man. I want to make this a phenomenon. I don't know if you know this, but I want to make this a phenomenon. I want to make this something that wrestling fans can come on here and watch me as I do my spiel, as I like to say, and my thing, as I report WWE and AEW. I will be doing some AEW content, do not worry. But I just want to make this wholesome, man. I just want to make this a thing. I want to make this, a phenomenon, a name that nobody ever forgets. I know they have a lot of things out there. You got Dropkick Murphys, but man, like I said, I want to make this huge, man. So I thank y'all for the faithful few. I got about 34 subscribers, man, and hey, man, this is the road to 100. I'm starting at the complete bottom, and I'm going to build this thing to the top. But thank y'all, man. As I clock out and I get off, this has been episode 14 of Dropkick Chronicles. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the content. And I will see you next time.